new 12-page guide for police officers has sparked fury after warning staff that using the word policeman could be breaking the law. Politicians have dismissed Staffordshire Police as woke for requesting its officers also avoid using phrases like man up and grow a pair to be more inclusive. Meanwhile, homeless people should now be called people experiencing homelessness, and deprived areas are no longer areas with high poverty rates, but communities with access to fewer opportunities. Are you keeping note? Right. Officers have also been told to avoid using elderly, middle-aged or old-age pensioner. This guidance is to ensure we treat each other and our communities with the utmost courtesy and respect, and warns that discrimination through language causes offence and may also be unlawful. Right. So we side on cue. Look, these are the kinds of stories that undermine trust in the police, because over the last few weeks, we've obviously seen a rise in anti-Semitism and hate speech incidents and serious issues going on in this country. The fact that effectively, antisocial behaviour has all but been legalised. The police have a serious job on their hands, and these kinds of stories make us think, are you actually doing anything productive? It's as much of a PR game, it pains me to say, as it is actually doing your job. And it's really unfortunate because they don't understand that the public has to have a certain level of trust, and it matters how you engage with the public. By issuing this order or these orders to the police, what exactly are you trying to tell the public?
Literally, what the public want are safer streets, less crime, and just more general kind of, you know, being able to live their lives. They don't want this nonsense about, oh, you can't say the elderly. Well, what? You can't describe, if you're describing a crime scene, you can't say an elderly person, you can't say an old age pensioner. For goodness sake, we're not fools.
Yeah, who do they ask? James, do you mind people calling you elderly? Would you rather we said something else? Or?
I think it's all relative, JJ. I think if you called me elderly, I think I might be offended. Whereas if Jen said it, then I wouldn't listen, because I have a hard of hearing. But here's the thing, that we say calling a policeman may be breaking the law. They don't even... You can go into a shop, you could steal something up to 250 quid and they won't bother coming after you.
You can wave it in front of the policeman.
Like, please get a sense of proportion. And by the way, why is every single police force doing all these different exercises? I thought we had one police service or one police force. Let's just make sure that we stop the doubling up of all these stupid and ridiculous measures that should be nationwide. If there are bits of language that they don't want to have one person doing it, and if you must do it, then fine. But can we stop wasting time, effort, money and resource when they're not even doing the basics?
That every individual constabulary is a different chief commissioner. You can't call Christians anymore. You have to call them Christian people. I'm a Christian. Do not call me a Christian person. Just call me a Christian. That's fine. I spoke to Jonathan Gullis, MP today for Stoke-on-Trent. This is in his patch, Staffordshire. He said he's going to write a strongly worded letter to the commissioner because this kind of woke... I won't use the word he used, I'll say nonsense. Woke nonsense has got to stop. And I completely agree with him, Becca.
Oh, Dee, well, I was just going to reassure you all that the guide also says that it's OK to make mistakes using the wrong language along your journey. So I think don't
journey to what? Nirvana?
To perfection. So I think don't worry.
Meanwhile, rape goes uninvestigated. Yeah. Shoplifters shoplift with impunity.
95% of burglaries remain unsolved.
I think you make a good point about it undermining kind of trust in the police, but there is probably an element of something quite useful in this, isn't there, about kind of misgendering people can be quite dangerous and deeply offensive. Calling someone, you know, opportunity deprived versus poor does feel a bit silly.
But the thing is, how are they supposed to get around it? I mean, have they been in London on a night out? Sometimes I literally was like, should I call you mister? Like, I don't know what I'm looking at. Please, people are free to express themselves, but you cannot penalise the police for being human beings.
No, but you're just on your journey, Esther.
I'm just like, the thing is, I can get away with it because I'm just like,
well, you say that, but there's a whole load of ginger people waiting outside the studio.
Should I call you Ginger? How do I describe...
Let's stop now. Esther, thank you so much. Thank you so much.